Hello and welcome to the program. The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child states adoption as a priority for the child's well-being. On September 30th, Ukraine will mark the annual Adoption Day. Ukraine's Ministry of Social Policy launched an initiative on September 28 to raise awareness on this issue, which has even become more significant since the beginning of the war in Donbas. Joining me in our studio today to expand on these topics is Kyrylo Dombrovskyi, Deputy Director of Children's Rights Protection and Healthcare Department. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you.
Now, as of today, what are the requirements for the parents to adopt a child in Ukraine?
The procedure of adoption in Ukraine is regulated by the Family Code of Ukraine and special decree of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine. So who can be the adoptive parents, first of all? For the Ukrainian citizens, it is possible to adopt parents if you are single or married. For the foreigners, it is possible to adopt children in Ukraine only if you are married. Moreover, the Ukrainian citizens can adopt all the kind of children who are registered as the children who can be adopted. And for the foreigners, we have some restriction. First, the foreigners cannot adopt children under the before 5 years old, only after 5 years old. But this rule had an exception, like the health condition of children. So, for example, if the child who can be adopted has some hard health condition like Down syndrome, spina bifida, or some kinds of HIV, it is possible to adopt these children.
Earlier.
For instance, early, yeah. Second one, if we have the sibling group and one of these siblings is under the 5 years old and can be adopted by foreigners, it is possible. And the most important restriction is the adoption only from orphanage. It is impossible to adopt children from parental or from family type care from Ukraine.
Now, this law, because recently, so in May, last May, there was a law on adoption which didn't pass, which was supposed to open a little bit more these restrictions against foreigners. Why not, for example, this idea of that foreigners have to be married to adopt children, as we know that in other countries, let's say France, for example, you have a union. Civil union, you have all that kind of, different sort of couples. How to conciliate the marital laws of foreign countries with the Ukrainian law, and why putting different statuses? Because in the end, the aim is for the child to be in a happy family, in a happy foster family.
Okay, I would like to express that the national adoption is a priority, not only according to the Ukrainian legislation, but according to the international legislation like the Hague Convention for Interstate Adoption. Hague Convention tells us that to stay in the country of origin is a priority for children. That's why we think that to be in the foster care or to be adopted by Ukrainian citizens is a priority to the inter-country adoption, and only after that inter-country adoption is the chance for children who are under 10 years old, or for the big sibling group of children, or for the children with some special medical condition, for children with special needs. And the national adoption and foster care is a priority, not only in Ukraine, in the European country as well.
Now, about the children that often comes and that might come from temporarily occupied territories and come in Ukraine who don't necessarily have the documents, is there any structure to take them into orphanage or family type care structure in that cases?
Okay, thank you. A lot of these children are already in the family type care, and I would like to give you some interesting statistic. You see, in the spite of work of the difficult condition of carrying out the anti-terroristic operation and operation of the United Forces in the Donetsk region, about 600 children were adopted in Donetsk region and about 200 in Lugansk region. So I think we, with the local children's office, did great work. First of all, a lot of the children didn't have any document that can prove the legal status and gives a legal ground for adoption. So these documents were renewed, and that makes possible the adoption of these children and to find them a family.
Okay, well, thank you for this overview. It was a pleasure to have you in the studio. That was Kyrylo Dombrovskyi, Deputy Director of Children's Rights Protection Department at the Ministry of Social Policy. Thank you for watching the program and stay tuned for the rest.